Are we someone there?
Hello.
Hi, Patrick. How are you?
Hello.
All good.
Hi.
How's everything going there in Doha? Is everyone in Doha? So I don't know if Abdi is around already.
They're having a meeting.
Okay. Shall we wait for him? What do you think, Patrick?
We have no idea how many hours will it take for them to, or minutes for them to finish the meeting. So I think it's better for us to start. I think
Okay. Um, we want to be strict with the time because I know that it's afternoon for you. For us here in Argentina is 9 a.m. But I know that you're about to finish your office schedule for today, so we want to be start on time. First of all, thank you very much for your time, for your trust. And we are really excited about to do this first hackathon trial with you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Isidro. I am the co-founder of HAK. That's a digital marketing agency that me with my partner we founded in Argentina 8 years ago. It's a traditional digital marketing agency. We work with strategies, we design the campaigns, we do content creators, and as well we deliver the campaigns through paid media ads. And in 2024, when the AI tools come to the market, we fell in a big depression, thinking that okay, all our clients are going to go away. They will not need us anymore. We will not have jobs anymore. And we've been like that for a week, like trying to figure what's going to be, how's going to be our future. And then we meet Rafa is there. So his nickname is Ragako. Maybe it's better if you change your name there, so they will remember you. And he specialized. He's a publisher as well, but he specialized his career in AI. And together we did a big change inside of the agency, and we start to work our process, and we start to incorporate AI tools to all the work that we do in the agents in the agency. And from there we transform the way that we work and the services that we provide to our clients with AI. And in 2025, we decided to make a course with all the knowledge that we developed together and to start teaching other professionals and colleagues from the assignments that we work with. I'm talking about communication, advertisement, marketing, and content creators as well. Maybe it's the next one. Next one. And one more. We we decided to teach them and to develop this course, like I told you, to teach other communication teams how they can improve their skills with AI. In the last year and a half, uh, we teach how to work with AI in communication to more than 1,500 colleagues. We work inside of 120 projects, and we make 16 editions of not about this course that we are going to have today. That will be an spring trial of it. We are just going to share 2 hours together, but the original hackathon, it has more than 16 hours of classes plus the hackathon that we are planning to organize it together. Oh, there's Abdi. Hello, bro. How's it going?
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good. Sorry that we started already.
No, no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So apologies, I was in a meeting.
Okay, we keep going.
Yeah.
I was explaining to them that today we are going to see a short spring as a trial of an event that we want to organize together between Hack and Mash Global in the quarter 3 or 4. We haven't decided yet of this year, where we are going to put together more than 100 professionals from our assignments. We will teach them how to work images, videos, strategies, text with AI, and after it, we will make in a structure of hackathon. We will make a big competition between them. We'll put them inside of 10 groups, and we'll give them a problem or a communication problem or situation to resolve. And we'll ask them to do it, and then we will make an award deciding which one is the best. And the objective of it is to learn the theoretical part of AI and then to have an excuse to practice it all inside of 10 days or 2 weeks. So, really, after this event, the professionals incorporate the AI tools to their everyday working life. So, that's what we want to work together between the two companies. And that's the trial that we are going to, and a trial of it, we are going to see today with Ragako.
Yeah, sorry
Um,
guys. Sorry, Sidra. I should have been on the call to introduce you. And I think you've kind of actually shared more information that I have had with the team at this particular stage. And to be honest, but thank you for breaking the news to the rest of the team. Um, So firstly, thank you both Isidro and Raphael for taking this call and preparing this workshop for us. Just to give my team a bit of background, the organization HAK, they've actually been in South America now for, I don't know the number of years, but it's been quite some time.
hey,
But there you go. But more recently, I guess over the past couple of years, especially with the emergence of AI, they've actually been running these sort of hackathons around South America, where they've gone around and basically to taught people who have an interest within the creative sort of world how AI can be integrated into their sort of like say day-to-day professions or their lives. So we're very excited today to hear a little bit more about how we can adopt this within our agents in our day-to-day. So I'll leave that towards you. And when it comes down to the hackathon event that we have planned for Q3, Q4 this year, this is something that Mash is definitely going to be taking part in. It's something different to our day-to-day sort of business, but something really, really cool that would make a lot of noise definitely in the market. Cool, I'll leave it to it, mate. You can continue.
You're muted, Isidro. You're muted.
sorry to tell in advance. I didn't. I was just sharing the entire picture to the team. And you want to move forward, Rafa? Okay, so I made a big miss, but it's a big presentation, a small presentation of a company and ourselves. And now I want to introduce to Rafael that he's a specialized in AI. He will talk a bit about his career, and we work together with him in all the projects that we have with AI, and of course in Qatar as well. One thing that I didn't mention is that we are, since December 2025, like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, we are based in Qatar as well. We opened our office there in Tornado Tower, that is around a corner from Mash. Um, okay, that's it, Rafa. And of course, I want to say as well, Ramadan Mubarak in advance, because I know that tomorrow you start with Holy Ramadans, and so hope you have it one in peace.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Isidro. Yeah, I guess I should start with Happy Ramadan as well for everybody here. I'm gonna start guiding this presentation. And I wanted to put something to get your attention about the end of humanity and AI, which is not true. It's a lie. Humanity is not going anywhere. Jobs are not going anywhere. We actually think AI is going to augment most of us, and it's going to make us better. But before we talk about the end of the world, who am I, or why am I here talking to you guys? So my name is Rafael Gabriel Costa, but everybody calls me Ragaco because that's my username on social media. So people know me because of that. I have a bachelor degree in advertising. I'm an art director, and I'm an artist and AI consultant for the last more than 10 years in advertising and more than 4 years with AI and generative AI. And we started building these hackathons with Isidro and the HAK team for a couple of years now, and it has been greatly successful. Like he said, today you're going to have a sprint session that is going to be fast. We are not going to go deep in everything, but we will try you guys to take something that is going to be useful and you're probably going to use every day. I work for many of these brands around the world. Some of them you probably know them. Some of them you probably don't. Currently, I work at Superside, which is an agency based in Norway, and I am a lead creative and AI facilitator for their consulting team, helping clients develop stuff. I have experimented with AI for Lacoste. I assume many of you probably know. We did several AI campaigns for them.
Nós sabemos que você está lá fora, ultrapassando limites, talento urbano, seu rosto, determinado, olhar de guerreiro. Você não é apenas um membro, você é a cidade. Em cada batida, em cada agitação, corajoso. Você se esforça por mais, nunca buscando piedade. Você avança sem parar, sem descanso. Da corrida ao passeio com o cachorro, você é abençoado. Cada nova cena, uma nova missão. Então, abrace-se, este playground de concreto. Você é único para sempre, profundamente conhecido. Uma lenda por direito próprio ligada à cidade. Através de ruas movimentadas e céus abertos, em cada desafio, você sobe. Com fogo nos olhos.
We also did some stuff for Falabella in Chile, for the bank. This was made for Dove, for the United States. This was made entirely with AI as well. A simple but effective campaign for new line of product. We did more experiments for banks in Argentina, for banks in South America, like the French bank, with different designs for campaigns, all made with AI. And I was one of the directors where we made the first commercial for Puma, that it was made entirely with AI agents. So I assume you probably heard of AI agents. If you haven't, so AI agents are AIs that are trained to do something specifically. So we had an AI that wrote the brief. We have an AI that generated the images. We had an AI that generated the videos. We had an AI that generated the voice, another the music, another did the editing. So the whole commercial was done entirely by AIs. We just only monitored to make sure that everything worked properly. And you're going to see.
For too long, greatness has been defined by the grind, the relentless pursuit. Pain is power. Struggle is strength. Play has no place in sport. But at Puma, we've always done things differently, championing the fearless few who show up exactly as they are. Unapologetically authentic, joyful pioneers. Those who know that greatness is measured by the courage to play your own way. Your story makes you strong. Your journey is yours to define. Move the world like only you can, because greatness is in your nature.
So everything you just saw was AI made, the people, the music, the voice, everything. The interesting part is, I always mention this, is like, if you compare shooting this commercial in nowadays compared to AI, this was less than a quarter of the cost of shooting a real commercial with AI. And that's what we try to do. I'm a speaker. I have more than 100 talks in different countries like Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Peru, Spain, UK, Iran, and the US. And I was the first Latino appointed as a Runway creative partner and as a Luma and Higgsfield AI partner, which are AI tools that we're going to mention a little bit ahead in the presentation for you guys to know. But a lot of conversation about me and a lot of things, and I wanted to talk about other things that is happening. So AI started as a toy, and it became a really, really powerful tool. So 2 years ago, actually almost 3 now, Midjourney came out. And if you ask a man walking through Europe, it will make you that first image. Nowadays, it makes that second image. So we went from this thing that looks like more out of a nightmare that you guys probably can have one night, to an image that I actually show my grandmother. And I told her this is a friend of mine that lives in Europe. And she said, that's very pretty. He should be a model. Am I being a bad person because I tricked my grandmother to believe this person is real? Maybe, but I told her it was AI after that. But it was only to show that nowadays our eye cannot distinguish what's real and what's not. And today we're making high-end productions, high-end films, high-end quality. Every image you see here was AI generated. So it's super easy and simple to use when you start training and you start doing things properly. 3 years ago, AI videos looked like this. You've probably seen this around the internet, which has been famously named Will Smith eating spaghetti, which is terrifying. Poor Will Smith. He was using an experiment. And last week, there's a new AI model that is coming out in the next week. So it's still on beta testing. But they actually redo the video, but they did it a little bit better. And I wanted to show you guys where we are right now. So a long way in 3 years, from Will Smith glitching spaghetti to Will Smith fighting spaghetti monster with sound and voice and everything. And it's just going to get better and better every time we see AI, which is great. And it's great for our business, and it's great for what we do. Again, this opened our doors for imagination. I like to say this quote that is, we are in the era of democratization of art. I think that nowadays, being an artist, being a creative is easier than ever. I wish I had this tool when I was in college, like 13 years ago, but I did not. So I had to Photoshop and mock everything up and try to make it look perfect because I couldn't produce this kind of level of stuff. And, I assume many of you on the calls are creatives or artists, and probably you are like a little bit hesitant about AI because this happens a lot. I always like to say this: if these tools allow more people to tell more stories, to create more things, and to make more content, we're on the right path. The important is to do it properly, and that's why we started doing these trainings and these sessions so people can start doing quality stuff. But there's always a but. We need to learn how and which tool to use. And so that we have 3 different pillars that we're going to see a little bit today, just a tiny bit. So first is learning to prompt, how to properly ask an AI to give us good results. Then learn about tools. There's so many tools. Like every week there's this new tool that is going to, I work on, creating content on social media, and every week, and probably if you follow AI creators, you're going to be, this is the latest and greatest tool that came up, and it's going to remove all designers or all programmers or all developers are going to be gone with this tool. And it never happens, but every week we got one of those fantastic news that something new big is coming. And you got to learn about creativity. Now that you have access to these tools that allows you to create whatever you can imagine, you can go whatever you want with this. And you can create things like this. So that video you just saw was made by 5 creators in France, video editors, art directors, creatives, and only using AI tools. And I think it's a wonderful example of how we can push the limits of our creativity to create amazing stuff, and that all of you could be doing right now. And I think that's the beauty of it, that the doors are now open for all of us to create. This was said by a friend of mine, great creative. His name is Ben Lund. He say AI is not an oracle. AI is and should be a muse to inspire us to create, but it should not lead the way, because we are the people, we are the ones leading where we're going with this tool. For that, we need to start having an AI mindset. And what do I mean by this? Is we need to start thinking as AI creatives, as AI entrepreneurs, as AI businesses, as AI corporations. So the first thing we need to understand is AI requires research and development. So like I mentioned before, every week you're going to have new tools, you're going to have new material, you're going to have new stuff. So it's always good, and we did this with HAK, we did this with many other companies that we have trained them, is like choose a person that is the most nerd about AI and put it as a research and development person. That person is just going to be trying new tools, trying new workflows, trying to find out which is the greatest and latest, and bring reports to the company so you can be always ahead of the competition and be knowing what's happening. Then it's understanding that AI is not replacing your job. AI is mixing, like I like to say, it's superpowers, it supercharges our people. So it's a combination in AI and traditional workflows, which is the end goal, because only AI will not be greatest, all for now at least. So we still need our traditional skills combined with AI. I always say this example that if you're a graphic designer, if someone starts using AI and doesn't have a graphic designer degree, he's going to make something nice. But if you are a graphic designer, you know a lot about stuff about design that a regular person doesn't. So imagine your knowledge with AI can create something really powerful. Now, it takes money and time. Why do I say this? Because you need to pay for tools, you need to pay for credits. It's going to take some time until you get it right. Luckily, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's fairly quickly. And it doesn't take a lot of money. If you compare, imagine that video you just saw with the horses that was made by 5 people. Probably that video, if I got to be honest, it was less than $200 to do it. Imagine if you have to shoot that commercial in Paris with horses, with models, with locations, with food, with traveling, with insurance companies. It is nonsense the amount of time and money you're saving by using these tools. And less slop and more creativity. So slop is a term that is now being used in AI space, which is like bad quality AI. And so we need to be more creative. We need to do better things and need to do less slop. So before I start, I want to play a game with you guys, and I hope you want to play this game with me. So don't be shy. You can talk on the chat on the side here. I'm going to be reading the conversation. But I have a little game for you guys that is, can you spot the real image from the AI? So I'm going to show you 2 images, and you can tell me left or right which one you think it's real or not. So let's begin. So which one do you think it's real, and which one do you think it's AI? Option 1 or option 2? Again, there's no wrong answers here, so just take a guess. You can unmute and say it, or you can say it on the chat. So we got option 1, got option 2. 1, 2. Okay, there's a fight. 2 is real. Real option 2. AI number 1. So some of you got it right, some of you got it wrong. So the real image was option 1, and AI was option 2. So yeah, it can be. This is just to show you guys that AI has been tricky, but don't worry, we have more. Don't worry. Let's do another one. Okay, so which of these images is real and which one is not? So which one is AI? Option 1 or option 2? It gets so hard. Even when I did this, I was like, my goodness, this is hard. Okay, 1 is real, 2 is AI, 1, 2, option 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, there's a fight.
I'm just
going.
gonna say the one which looks real will be AI.
The one that looks real will be AI. That is a great. So number 1 was real, number 2 was AI, but they're really, really, really close. Now let's do another one. Which one it's real and which one it's AI? Option 1, option 2. Which one is AI? Let's see on the chat which one you think it's AI. 2 is real, 1 it's AI. Okay, 2 it's AI. It says 1 it's AI, 1 it's AI, 2 is AI. Okay, I'm not gonna drive you nuts with this one. So some of you got it right. The first one was AI. The second one was real. I gotta say, this is a tricky one because the Burger King back looks very real. There's some weird shadows. Yeah, I know, right? Now we got people in. Option 1 or option 2? Which one it's real and which one it's not? Option 2, it's real, they say on the chat. Option 1, it's AI. 1, it's AI. 2 is real, 2 is real, 2 is real. Option 2 is AI, I think. Okay. Let's see. So option 1 was AI. Option 2 was real. So tricky, right? It's like super hard. It's like, my goodness. One more. Option 1, option 2. Which of our guys here it's real and which of our guys here it's AI? So which one it's AI? Let's see. 1 is real, they say 1. 2 is AI, 2 is AI, 1 is real. All right, let's see. Yeah, option 1 was real, option 2 was AI. Perfect. Let's see another one. Let's see how we get with the 7-Eleven and the BMW. Let's see, 1 is AI, they say. 2 is AI, 1 is AI. I love seeing you guys trying to figure out 1 is AI, 2 is AI, both AIs. Okay, now option 2 was real, option 1 was AI. So good job, some of you. Let's see our old farmer here. Which of the options do you think it's AI? It's option 1 or it's option 2? This is tricky because both of those farmers looks real. Option 2 is AI, 2 is AI, 1 is real. He's angry. 2 is AI. 1 is AI. 1 is AI. Option 1, 2, 1 is real. So option 1 was real. Option 2 was AI. So good job there. And last but not least, this is a tricky one. Let's see who got it right. Which one of these is AI? 1 is real. Number 2 is AI. 2 is AI. 2 is AI. 2 is AI. 1 is AI. 2 is AI. All right. Yeah, most of you got it right. Yeah, their second woman, it's AI, and the first one, it's real. So before we jump in, another game. Can you spot the slop? So on the chat, you're going to tell me in the images that I'm going to show you, if you can tell me what's weird about these images. Some of them are really easy. Some of them are not easy. But let's see. Let's start. Oh. So can you spot the slop? What is the slop in this image? What's looking weird? What's not right? There's 2 things here that are not precisely correct. Let's see if someone can get it on the chat. Isidro says the back legs, weird legs, the dog tails, the dog legs. The dog is gone. The bottleneck. Yes, so you got it right. So first of all, half of the dog is missing. And the second, the product scale on the bottle is not accurate, so it doesn't look good. It doesn't look perfect. So yeah, this is really bad. This is a tricky one. Let's see if you can spot, because the image is not bad, but there's some things that doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's like, shouldn't be precisely like this. So someone said the bottle. Let's see who wants to. Again, no right or wrong answers here, guys. This is just for fun. Sitting position, Abna, you're absolutely right. She's sitting kind of weird, right? The chair is not looking great. Her butt's not great. Why is she sitting on the edge? Yeah, I know, right? The glass reflection. The table in the back without chairs. A lot of croissants. Yeah, right. It's a weird. I'm not gonna judge decisions, but croissants with wine doesn't sound very. Maybe she had a really bad day, but she doesn't look like she had a bad day. So yeah, there's a lot of objects on the table. The woman is weirdly sitting. The chair is missing some structural details. If you look at the chairs at the front on the right side, they look like they're merging their legs. Doesn't feel quite right. There's some extra furniture that shouldn't be there. By the way, these images you're seeing are screenshots I took from social media. So these are real accounts or companies posting these images on internet. So the bar is low, guys. We can do better. This one, it's easier. There's some stuff that you're going to see here. It doesn't make sense. As you can see, this was a screenshot from an Instagram story by that efficient coach. Spelling. Yeah, the text. Yeah, so we have 3 actually. So we have made up language, we have typo errors, and we have horrifying humans down there. If you make zoom on those people's faces, my goodness, they're scary. So this is not an efficient coach. So I do not recommend this coach for your coaching sessions. This one has one terrible thing. If you pay attention, you're going to realize you're going to be like, that doesn't look right. The fingers, or how I like to call it, the claw. Yeah, She looks like those Men in Black movies. She's an alien in disguise. That's not a real human. That there's something weird going on with those fingers and that hand. Will Smith, we need you again. Let's see on this one, because this one has a really good quality image of the person. There's something weird about this image. Let's see if someone can realize what's wrong here. Just one mistake. And Tamer got it right. The wing. Yes, there's a structural problem here. The wing shouldn't be in that direction. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any plane that you sit in that position. So that is wrong. This one is just fun because I saw this and it says, meet real people. Real people? Come on. Those people in those pictures are not real. Those are so AI, I can spot them 2 blocks away. So face advertising over there. And just to finish, a little image of these poor animals. I mean, we have a cat dog over there. We have a terrified cat in the middle that is like, please, I want to move away from here. And the dog that has 2 balls in his head that it doesn't make a lot of sense. Again, this was taken this Christmas from social media from an account that posted this. So again, we can do better than creating some kind of mutant animals that are not great. It's growing out of his body. Yeah, this is cat dog. This is the real cat dog. So yeah, well, thank you. I hope you had a lot of fun with that little bit of session to start there to, you know, relax a little bit. I know it's almost the afternoon for you guys, almost the night. So let's start talking a little about how we do it, the formula, and how we can do it better. So as you probably know, in AI, you're going to be prompting. You're going to be using prompts. So a prompt is natural language input that tells the AI what to do. There are many techniques that you can use out there. Today, we're going to show you 3 that we think are the best for our industry and for what we like to do, from corporate to creative. And I think it's going to be great for you guys. So this one, it's called Rolocodepre, or Rolocodepre, which is small, like these are all different words that we're going to use to build just one prompt. So first we start with the role. What is the role? So why do I say this? Because remember, an AI doesn't know what it's doing unless we tell it. So if you tell it you're a creative director, you're a strategist, you're a graphic designer, the AI is going to behave very different compared to any other AI because you're directing the role it's going to take. Low goes for achievements, or in Spanish, logros. So achievements, what achievements have you made? So did it won a Cannes Award? Does it have design awards? Have won an Oscar? Have won multiple branding strategy awards? So an AI that knows the achievements it gets, it is always better. So, you know, I always say this. If you tell a person that has won awards compared to someone who hasn't won, their reaction is going to be completely different. And with AI, is the same. Then we have which is context. So what is the context? Where is this AI living? Is it an agency? Is it a small shop? It's in a big company? Is it a corporate place? It's a freelancer? Give it a context. So where is this AI living? What is he doing? How's his life going on? And then we have which is in Spanish, desafío or challenge. So challenge, what is a challenge? So that's when we give the real brief. That's where we say, okay, this is your challenge. This is what we're doing. This is what you should be doing. And last but not least, which comes from preguntas in Spanish, or questions. So ask any necessary questions to fulfill your mission. So when you say that, the AI is going to prompt you a lot of questions to find out what extra information it needs to fulfill its mission. So this is structure that you see here. It's something I use, many clients use. It works in ChatGPT, in Gemini, whatever you want to use. And it's really great, and it gives you amazing results. So let's see a quick example of this. So role, we have, you're a creative director specializing in advertising campaigns that generate experiences in public places for people to interact. Then we have achievements. You have won multiple international creative awards for experiential design, booth design, interactive experiences, and public relations. Context. You work for a multinational production company that focus on interactive experiences at the intersection of technology and design in terms of design and technology. You have multiple award-winning competitors worldwide, but you also have a well-known brands that endorse you, large teams of people, and substantial budgets. Currently, the Paco Rabanne brand has presented us with a challenge, and then we go with the challenge. We are challenged to create engaging, original, and out-of-the-box interactive experiences in airports that generate PR headlines and public relations. We need to use cutting-edge technology because we want to create an intersection of design, technology, and experience. Your job is to come up with 10 fully developed ideas on how to achieve this. And finally, ask me any questions you consider necessary to carry out these tasks I'm entrusting you correctly. So this that you see here is one prompt. So this is just one prompt you're going to use, and you can use at anything you want. You could use it for work today, this week, whenever you want. You can even use it to create something good for cooking for your friends at home. I mean, there's no limits or how you're going to use this template. Again, it's really helpful. You're going to be surprised. So if you want to try it out after this call, I encourage you guys to do it, because you're going to be surprised at how good it can get. But because, again, AI is like a kid. And if you tell a kid, bring me a sandwich, it could bring you 2 breads with something in the middle that we don't know what it is, because for that kid's imagination, that was a sandwich. So you have to properly tell that kid, I want a sandwich with all these ingredients, and you got to do it properly. So this is the same for AI. If we want it to behave professionally, we need to give these directions. You need to give it a role, the achievements, the context, the challenge, and the questions. And with that, you for sure are going to get great results. Another example that I like to use, it's called active leveled. So AI works in levels. So how does it work? So you train ChatGPT to think in levels. So you start with a question. That question is what we're going to call level 1. Then you request enhanced responses based on level 1. And then you request more enhanced ideas based on level 2. So it's really good for generating ideas, products, and content. So how does that look? So for example, it gives me some ideas for something I'm building. And then I say, these were level 1 ideas. Give me level 2 ideas. And it will give me new ideas that are more complex and more advanced, because those are level 2. And I can say, these were level 2 ideas. Give me ideas level 3. And it will give me more ideas. And you can continue on this leveling up stuff, and ideas will get more complex. They will get better. They will get more creative. So this is a great way to get better ideas with a simple prompt that is just, this is where level 1, now give me level 2. This is level 2, give me level 3. And you can continue on and on and on, and it's going to be great. Then we have time travel. For any business people on this call, you're going to love this one. So it's using AI to create a roadmap into the future. So how does it work? You tell the AI to imagine an outcome happening in the X amount of time, and then you ask it, how do we get there in the upcoming years? So it helps you build a roadmap to the future. So an example of this will be, it's 2028, my business just crossed 10 million in revenue. Looking back, what were the 5 key decisions I made in 2024 that led to this success? So AI say, love this vision 2028, 10 million revenue. Let's reverse engineer the journey and highlight 5 key decisions you made in 2024 that became turning points. So we start giving you this, and this is a roadmap. So imagine you guys at MASH has some goal for 2030, 2035, 2040, or whatever year you're pointing on. You can say, this is our company, this is MASH, this is what we're doing, this is how we've been working on, this is our website. In this year, we're going to be getting to this point. How do we get there? Show me a roadmap, or what are the 5 or 10 or 11 or 20 key decisions that got me there? And it's going to build a roadmap that you can then replicate and use in your company to get better success. And one of my favorite is called asking for a friend. So AI, it usually tends to be very good when it comes to you. And you probably realize this. If you have used ChatGPT, he's very condescending. He's always friendly. Any ideas you tell him, he's going to say, like, this is the greatest idea you ever had. And maybe it is not. So how do you do this? You do asking for a friend. You put your content and you tell it it's from a friend of a client, and you ask him to be honest and give compelling feedback. And then you're going to apply that feedback to your work. So it's going to give you unfiltered feedback. So for example, I'm going to say, a client sent me this sale copy. Can you give brutally honest feedback on what's weak, what's missing, how to make it stronger? Be as brutal as possible. Client will never see your feedback. My performance is critical. I need this to land or I risk losing the client. So this is the website. And the chat says, here's some brutally honest feedback on your sales page. So it's actually funny. Sometimes I talk to ChatGPT, it gives me ideas. Then I go to a new conversation and it's like, hey, a client sent me these ideas. Can you tell me if these are right or wrong? And that same ChatGPT will judge his ideas without knowing. And some of them are not great. So always do asking for a friend, because you're going to get honest feedback from the same AI that probably give you those ideas first. So these are different prompting techniques that you can use today. Again, I encourage you guys to start trying them out, to start using them. You're going to see incredible results, and it's great. Leveling up, time traveling, asking for a friend, or the first one, role, challenge, awards, context, and questions. Speaking of questions, before I jump into talking a little bit of image generators, any questions on the chat there on the other side? Because I talk a lot, and then maybe people have questions. I mean, there's no right or wrong. Like I always said, you can ask any questions or not. I mean, that's okay. We good? Yeah, I imagine people on the other side is like, it's almost 8 p.m. here, Rafa. We're tired. This is great, but we don't have questions. What is the best tool to use? It says Monica, when it comes to text, I assume. So currently, I will say the 3 main tools you can use are ChatGPT, Gemini from Google, and there's Claude from Anthropic. So those are your three usual suspects that are always the best. You can also, there's also Grok from Twitter, but I tend to not use Grok too much. I'm personally more of a ChatGPT Gemini person, so I will be between those two most of the time. So if you stick with those, you should be fine, Monica. Is it true that ChatGPT is not good as before? Well, Sana, that is actually very interesting. It is true. So the thing with ChatGPT or on any other tool out there is that AI is trained to make you happy. So the main goal of AI is to fulfill their mission, and their mission is to make you happy. The problem is that sometimes you need it to be honest and not to be always happy. So ChatGPT, their latest model, has had that issue that many people is saying, like, it's not giving me the right answer as it used to do before. That's why I sometimes use Gemini as well. So I don't marry myself just to ChatGPT. I will jump between both models. But for everyday use and more regular commercial work use, you should be fine with both of them. Okay, looks like those were the 2 questions we had. I'm going to jump into image generators. We're going to talk about 2 image generators today. We're going to talk a little bit about Midjourney, and then we're going to talk about Gemini and Nano Banana Pro. So Midjourney is an artificial intelligence platform. It's one of the oldest one that has been around. It allows you to transform written ideas into high-quality visual pieces with artistic, advertising, and cinematic levels. It is not just a design tool. It's a creative interpretation system based on advanced generative models. So again, like we mentioned at the beginning of this class, Midjourney, it takes a lot of time to learn, but we're going to show you a little bit of today. Yes, Abdi, I see you put your hand up.
I just had a very quick question for everyone on the call.
Yeah.
Who's used Midjourney before? I know we've, as an agency, we subscribe to it, but who's actually used Midjourney?
I'm using
Maybe
it.
a show of hands, please. Can everyone just put like a show of hands?
Who has used Midjourney here? Let's see. Ahmad, Andre, Monica. Looks like those are Abdi, those 3. Good. Um, Again, if you guys have used Midjourney, you probably know about it. If you haven't used Midjourney, it is a complex tool that it requires a lot of training, but you can get fairly good results quite quickly. So Midjourney is on their website, midjourney.com, that you can jump in after this call to check it out. It's not magic, it's creative direction. So you can direct AI to give you incredible images. So for example, this is the platform. And as you can see here, you get results simply by prompting on the top. You're going to see that it says, what will you imagine? So in this case, we prompted a happy dog on the moon, and it gives us images of a happy dog on the moon with really, really good quality of material. So we're going to see this video again, probably, just to show you a happy dog on the moon. And you send it. And you can prompt anything you want there, and it's going to produce it for you. So again, you have your prompt box on the top, and you're always going to get 4 images. Now, if you pay attention here, one of our images is a cartoon. That is because we didn't specify on the prompt what we wanted. We just say a happy dog. And when you say a happy dog, it's just going to give you whatever the AI interprets. That's why I always say that when we prompt, it's very important that we use the right keywords to tell it what we're looking for. So let's talk a little bit about commands. So how commands works in Midjourney. So commands are what you're going to ask the AI to give you or to do so. So for example, the first one, it's called imagine. So when you're prompting, you're basically telling the AI to imagine something. So in this case, for example, was a happy dog on the moon. In this case, it could be this cowboy or farm person sitting outside his farmhouse. You can ask whatever you want. There's no limits in Midjourney. You can just simply tell it, hey, do this and this and this. But here's a little tip. Midjourney doesn't work like a chat. So if you saw, we didn't said, hey, can you give me an image of a happy dog on the moon? It doesn't work that way. You just need to tell it the image you want. A happy dog on the moon, a cowboy sitting on a porch. You can just directly set that and it's going to work. And it has another option that is called describe. So you can directly put an image that you found on Google or on the internet. And when you drag it on the website, you're going to see that this window appear that says drag to this drop image to describe, and the AI will describe that image for you. So let's say you want to generate something similar to something you've seen on the internet. Describe can help you how to prompt it properly or how to create those prompts more effectively. So speaking about prompts, when you go into Midjourney, you're going to realize that you can, for example, write your prompt here that it says a happy cat on the moon, hyper realistic. That could be a prompt. But then you're going to see that below you have some other options. In this case, for example, you have image prompts. So you can put an image that is going to tell the AI what is the image that you want. So for example, if I have a cat, I can put a picture of my cat. And it can be like, hey, use this cat as a reference to create that thing. And there you're going to see that I added parameters here. So parameters are codes that you can use in Midjourney to create something. So for example, if you look down here, it says a happy cat on the moon, hyper realistic, and it says / AR 916. So AR comes from aspect ratio. So it's the size of the image. 9:16 is going to give me images on 9:16s like Instagram stories. Images or TikTok images. So we can put those parameters there, so it's going to help us do that better. Pro tip. So when you're prompting, it is very important, like I said, that you mention your words precisely, like what are you trying to add? So for example, the subject, is it a person, an animal, a character, a location? What is the medium? Is it a photo? Is it a painting? Is it an illustration? Is it a sculpture? Is it a doodle? The environment is indoors, outdoors, on the moon, in Narnia, underwater, the Emerald City. The lighting, it is soft, it is ambient, it is neon, studio. What type of lighting do we use? The colors, is it vibrant? Is it muted? Is it bright? Is it monochromatic? Is it black and white? The mood, it is sedated, calm, energetic. The composition, is it portrait, headshot, close-up, bird's eye view? All these words help you refine the prompt. I always said the same thing, that is like working with AI is like being Steven Spielberg. So you're the director, You're basically directing the AI to create something for you. So you need to precisely tell it what you want, and you're going to get it. But if you don't, the AI will take those decisions by itself. And that's when we get into problems. So variations, what are this? Once you generate your image, for example, we have this image of that cat in the moon. If you click it, you're going to see here on the side a lot of different buttons. These buttons do a lot of things that you can use to improve your image. So for example, you can very strong or very subtle. When you do that, your image will vary strongly or subtle, like a little change. You can zoom out 2x or 1.5. So this camera, imagine this is a camera looking at this cat. You will zoom out, so you will see more around the image. You can pan, so you can move your camera from one side to the other, so you can expand your image in different directions. And you can remix. It allows you to rewrite the prompt, but using this image for Canvas as an editing session. So you can say like, hey, maybe I want the cat to have a little cowboy hat on the top. And you can add that just by clicking on the remix button. And you can say subtle changes or strong changes in that remix section. So again, these are options you have once you generate your image in Midjourney. Styles. What do I mean by this? So you can provide keywords that are associated with styles, and it will give you different results depending on the style you choose. So for example, here's a great example that we use, that is a happy dog walking on the moon in the style of, and you can put the word there. And those images you see on the right are all from that same prompt, but look how they change. If we say Wes Anderson, Pokemon card, 16-bit, Disney, Pixar, Looney Tunes, Eugene Delacroix, Paul Gauguin, Picasso, and you can go on and on and on, whatever you want. There's no limits because Midjourney is trained with Google. So almost any image that you find out there, Midjourney is gonna know how to use it. Isidro, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, can you define the style from a picture that you upload?
Yes, I mean, you could put, if you use Describe, if you grab an image from the internet and you put it there for Midjourney to describe, it will tell you words like in the style of this photographer and the style of this movie direction or something.
And is it better to do it in ChatGPT first, or
you can do it as well? You can go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to describe an image for you and tell it what style is this image done, and then you can easily use those words in Midjourney.
And to make a video, for example, if you need to make more than one picture in the same style, it's difficult to maintain the style on the same style to all the pictures?
Yes, of course. That's what you want to do. I'm going to create a lot of images with the same style. And then if you animate those images, it will keep that style always.
Cool.
Sure. Another example, you can create character design on Midjourney. So for example, here I created the Joker as a kid, staring straight into the camera, studio photography, 8K, ultra realistic, diffuse lighting, Sony Alpha. And you can see how the character has been well designed, and you can do that easily. Rendering and lightning, here the limits are infinite. This is just an example where I use lightning, but you can add any details in the prompt that you want. When you're prompting, you can put as much details as you want. This is just a lightning example of the same prompt, which is a house in the Amsterdam Canal. And you can see how the house changes depending on the type of lightning I'm using. So just a simple word that changed on a prompt can change your entire image. And like I mentioned before, you can put //AR, which is aspect ratio, and you can put a size. And as you can see on the prompt, you're going to get different images with different sizes already on the size you need for any kind of social post or content you're trying to build. Now, Midjourney has an interesting section that's called Stylize. So Stylize, it's a command or a parameter you can tweak when you're prompting. So stylize command, or you can write it on your prompt like //s and a number, is a great way to tell the AI how much of that AI style we want. So images with lower S will give you very realistic image, and one with more S will give you more AI style imagery. So for example, here we prompted an Amazon box at the doorstep of a house. If we push //s space 50, it gives us an image that looks fairly real. But if you push //s 1000, it's going to give you images that looks way out of a Christmas movie. It looks very, very, very not realistic at all. Same with this, a burger from McDonald's. So if you see //s 50, this is the real burger you eat at McDonald's, and //s 1000, this is the burger you saw in the advertising going to McDonald's. Now, a lot of people always tells me, well, maybe Rafa, I'm just gonna put the S to the lowest so I get more realistic. And I always say this, is like, that is really up to what you're trying to do. If you're working for a client, let's say it's a jewelry client, and this jewelry wants to be exaggerated. It wants to create very, very impressive imagery that looks almost fantastic. You want to have a really, really high S on your prompt. But if you have a, I don't know, a client that works with, let's say, clothing specific for a type of people, you want it to be very realistic. You want to have something that looks more close to real than fantastic, because then when people go and buy those things, they're going to be like, oh, this is precisely what I saw on the advertising, not like this burger. Now, there's another thing called style reference. So what is style reference? So when it comes to generated images, there are thousands of styles you can choose from. Like I mentioned before, you can prompt it like Quentin Tarantino style, but you also have a code now that is called style reference, or how we call it SREF. So style ref stands for style reference. It's a code that you use to infuse a certain style into an image you are creating. You can use images, or you can use codes to create this. What do I mean by this? So when you're prompting, for example, here, a BMW driving through a highway at night, you're going to see that below there was the image prompts, and next to image prompts, there's the style reference section. Here, you can put an image that you found on the internet. So for example, I put this image of Akira, the anime, and it's going to create an image that looks similar to Akira. So you can copy any style that you find on the internet just by dropping that image here. Same with this one, same prompt, but I added an image of a Wes Anderson movie. And my image of my BMW now looks out of a Wes Anderson movie. So probably if you saw on the internet a lot of videos that look Wes Anderson or looks some sort of style, this is how they do it. So they will create the images, then they're going to animate with video using a style reference so they can copy any style they want. Again, this is the example. These are the images we got by using this style reference of Wes Anderson movie. And this is the images we got from using the style reference of Akira. Again, same prompt, a BMW driving through a highway at night. And you can see how it changes drastically the quality and the images we're building just by adding a visual reference of what we want. Now, when it comes to codes, it's something you can put at the end of your prompt. There's a lot of them, like infinite amount of codes, and you cannot build them. You have to find them. So you can write in your prompt //ref random, and it's going to create a code for you. But luckily, Midjourney people actually added them into their website. So if you go to midjourney.com and you come to the beginning that it says explore, here I'm showing with my mouse, you're going to see on the top that says styles. If you click there, you're going to find a lot of different styles you can choose from. And let's say you like this one with colors that you see here. If you click it, you can see the code down here that you can copy directly on your prompt. So if you put this code at the end of your prompt, your images would look like this. So you can go every day to the website, and they're going to change the style every day because they're selected by the Midjourney people. So you can find a lot of different styles that you can choose from black and white, art, drawing, hyper-realistic, pastel colors, and you can try them out with your images you're creating. And last but not least, we got something called omni-reference. So if you saw, there was also another section on the prompting box that you're going to show you now that is called OREF, or omni-reference. So this allows you to put any subject or product in your scene. You can also choose the weight from 0 to 1,000. So 0 is going to give you less realistic images. 1,000 is going to try to copy your exact product that you put there. So for example, I will have here a Chanel perfume floating in volcanic magma, advertising photography, / AR 16:9. So this is the size of the image. And here, it's going to have omni-reference. So here, I'm going to drop the image of a bottle of Chanel. I'm going to tweak this little bar that is the weight. In this case, I put it in the middle. And as you can see, it generated the image with the bottle of the perfume on scene already, as you can use this. So this works really good for products. It also works with people. So in this case, I drop a picture of myself and I added myself with this style. Isidro, oh, sorry, I thought you wanted to ask something. You can use it for people, you can use it for products, you can use it for anything you want. And it's gonna copy the style and you're gonna have yourself there. So again, I always wanted to be a superhero. Now I can be a superhero because I basically added my picture next to Batman and my life goal achievement has happened. Thank you, AI. Now I can be a superhero. So this is omni-reference. This is from Midjourney. This is something you can use today and you can have a lot of fun with. A little bit of extra cool stuff that we added here for you guys, because I know you're going to get this presentation after this. So you have here a little bit of photo wordings that you can use in your prompts. So you can have different aesthetics you can choose from, like film noir, documentary, lomography, IBIS aesthetics, mixed media, sci-fi, astrophotography. You have different focal lengths of lenses here, so you can choose from. So you can see on the top the different kind of numbers of lenses. So when you're prompting, you can tell what kind of lens you want. Different color gradients that you can use from on your images. So let's say you want something more pastel or more neon or more sepia. You can see here how your images will have this kind of colors. And not last but not least, a little bit of shots, framing, and angles. So you can see here how when you're prompting, you can choose different angles of cameras, different types of shots, different types of framings. This is going to help you build your images properly when you're trying to make a video or an advertising post or a social media post or an advertising, whatever you're trying to build. This is going to help you get the right image out. And a little bit of lenses. You can see on the top different lenses from different cameras. And on the side, you have different rolls from analog cameras. So AI is really good at mimicking lenses and mimicking analog rolls of camera films. So you can see how the quality is going to be different depending on the lenses and the film that you're using for your images. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Nano Banana. Nano Banana, it's the image generation model of Google, of Gemini. It's already on Gemini, and it allows you to create incredible images with very, very simple prompts. I always say that Nano Banana changed the game because it allows you to create incredible imagery, super easy, directly on the chat when you're chatting with Gemini. Just to know here on the chat, who of you have used Gemini before? Can you raise your hand so I see? Okay, I see a few. There we go. We got a lot. Nice. So all of you are familiar with Gemini, which is great. Now, with Nano Banana Pro, which is amazing, you can do crazy things. Like, for example, I'm going to prompt this. Create a hyper-realistic image of an astronaut walking on the Qatari desert. So I'm going to prompt that. I'm going to select image that you can see here, the little banana down there that it's selected. And once I choose that, it's going to generate me an image of a hyper-realistic astronaut walking on the Qatari desert. Now, You can push up a little bit more, and let's say it's make a close-up of the astronaut holding a bottle of champagne added here. And as you can see, I added a bottle of Dom Perignon. You can add any product directly on the chat that you want to use it. And as you can see, it creates an image of our astronaut holding a champagne bottle of Dom Perignon. This was done in less than 1 minute because I timed it. So you could be creating images for products, clients, and anything on Gemini right now with this quality of image in less than a minute. So you can iterate and try as much as you want. And you can even go wild. I put a picture of myself and I prompted, it's a long prompt. This is just a part of it that it says, you're an award-winning cinematographer and portrait director. Your task, generate cinematic black and white portrait storyboard grid, 3x3 featuring the subject from images, yada, yada, yada. And boom, I got all my images for social media, LinkedIn, or anything I want already done with one prompt and one picture of myself directly with Gemini, which I look kind of nice in this picture. I should hire a photographer and get a real photo shoot done by myself. Could be great. I could have a modeling future if AI takes my job away. Just kidding. AI is not going to take my job. Okay, so I wanted to bring something for you guys that is going to help you on your everyday work. And I assume that there are mesh. You probably have a lot of clients. You have clients that you use every day, clients that have brand manuals, that have different styles, that they actually create a lot of images in certain direction. So I'm going to show you how to create a master prompt to create images in that style all of the time. So this is going to be a step-by-step, and I think you're going to love it. So for example, I'm going to use this mood board of a brand. This is a real mood board of a brand. It's an NGO from Canada, from people that have heart surgery. And it says, we can use any LLM like Gemini to create a master prompt template. This allows us to create images in the style of a brand all the time. So I'm going to do it with Gemini. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this screenshot of the mood board, literally this screenshot as you see here, and I'm going to send this prompt. And it says, hi, chat. I'm uploading a mood board with images. There are 8 images in total. Here's what I need you to do. Analyze each image, understand the photographic style, lighting, composition, imagery, textures, and colors. Create a master proposal template for this style. Let's say a client wants to create another scene with different characters. Describe the subject and scenes, but the proposal remains the same and produces the same results. So once I send this, I get a template. So it says final master prompt, copy and paste this entire block that it's going to create here. I'm going to expand it here. So in this case, I'm going to adapt the template. So it says, generate a documentary style photograph that is authentic and emotive. So that is the prompt. The main subject is something I'm going to change. So it says, in this case, I'm going to write a confident Middle Eastern woman in her 40s wearing an elegant deep blue velvet blouse, slightly unbuttoned to reveal heel surgery scar on her chest. Her hands are adorned with silver rings resting gently on her collarbone. Environment, a textured greenish gray studio background. And then style, atmosphere, lighting, light, focus, composition always remain the same. So this is a prompt that you can copy, and you just change the subject and the environment, and then the rest remains the same. And as you can see, it creates the images in the style of the mood board that I originally have of my brand. And I can continue changing the subject. In this case, an adorable 5-year-old mixed race girl with curly hair wearing a colorful yellow knitted beanie. She has a visible birthmark of faint scar on her neck, looking at the camera with curiosity and bravery. Environment indoors, and you can see, or I can have an elderly couple in a room, or I can have a walk in a park, and I can continue creating as much images as I want. So again, let's assume you guys in MASH have a client that has a very specific type of images they build. So they have this brand manual. You're going to take images from that brand manual. You're going to put it on Gemini. You're going to say, I want to build a master template. You're going to describe the photographic style, art direction, lighting, lenses, everything, give it as a text. It's going to give it to you. And then you can copy that and use it on any Gemini in any Nano Banana and say, hey, now create an image of this person with these characteristics. And it's going to build images in that brand style. So this way, you can create brand images on Gemini easily every single day. Any questions about this before I move on? It looks like no. Looks like we're all good. Are we good? Everybody good on the other side? I see a lot of likes and hearts, so that's good. That's great. Awesome. Now, video generators. When we talk about videos, sorry. Can this give me these pics as layers? No, Tamer. Unfortunately, AI doesn't give you images as layers, but if for example, if you generate an image of a person, then you can, in the same chat in Gemini, you can say, isolate the person and remove the background. And it's going to give you that person with a plain background. So then you can take it to Photoshop, and it's easier for you to edit there once you have it. So video generators, there's a lot. In this case, we're going to talk about Runway. Runway is one of the pioneer brands in making videos with AI. Their website allows you to choose from different models. So you can choose like Gen 4, Gen 4.5, Gen 4 Turbo. You can either prompt to generate a video, or you can put an image and it's going to animate it. So this is an image we added, and we ask it to move the camera around it, and the person just moves around. And you can see it generates a video from 5 to 10 seconds directly from an image. And if you see the quality of the skin, the hand movements, the fabrics, the sky, everything looks as it was filmed by a professional camera. Now, when you're prompting, you have to describe some things on your prompt. So for example, the subject movement, the camera movement, the movement style, and the scriptures with our details that you want to add. So for example, you're going to add different sections, and it's going to help you prompt better. So in this case, it says a handheld camera, that's our camera, follows the mechanical bull as it runs through the desert. The movement steers the dust that the mechanical creature drags. Live cinematic action. So this is the correct way of prompting. So you're going to tell it about the camera movement, then you're going to describe the object, there you're going to talk a little bit of the details, and at the end, you're going to have descriptors. What I mean by descriptor is like, is it cinematic? Is it documentary? Is it like handheld camera? So you're going to add those details at the end, and with this, you have your prompt to create a video. Some best practices, most videos do not get negatives, so you only have to use positives. So for example, you don't say, there is no camera movement. The camera is not moving, no motion. Because when you say movement, moving, motion, the AI understands that you want to move it. So what do you say? The camera is locked. The camera remains fixed. So that way the camera will stay static and it will not move in any other direction. Then the best thing to do is to use direct, simple, easy to understand instructions. So for example, if you say, the tall man with black hair wearing a blue suit and a red tie extend his hand for a handshake, it's just going to confuse the AI. There's a lot of information. So you just says, the woman smiles and waves. That's it. Or the man extend his hands and gives a handshake. Direct, simple, easy to understand. Videos, any word we put in a prompt where we're doing a video can modify the video. So the more direct we are, the better we are. Avoid conversational. Like I mentioned before, video is not a chat. So you cannot say, can you add a dog to this picture? No. You said a dog runs excitedly toward the scene from off camera. So the dog will appear. This is not a conversation. You need just to give it a command, precisely what you want to happen.
Act 2.
Yeah.
Hello. Really? Like,
And then
These here are my favorite beans. Best brand.
What's going on here?
And then I get the call from Zog. He was upset. Somebody saw the ship. They put it on the internet.
You want more?
Wolf?
What are you doing? This is football!
Wait. Are you actually gonna stop me here?
I missed you. Ever so.
I heard in the bathroom someone's like screaming, help me. I'm like, oh my god.
So that thing you saw is called Act 2. It's a new thing on Runway where you can literally record yourself with your iPhone or with your cell phone, and you put your character that you want, and with that you can make it move and behave on the way you want. So Runway, if you go to the website, you're gonna see it here, how it looks. So I can show you a tiny bit before we continue. So if you look here, this is how Runway looks. So as you can see here, you can add your image on the top that you see here. You can describe your shot down there, and you can click generate, and it's going to generate the whatever you're trying to generate there. Also on the side, you have a lot of apps. So it already has you like the different models of videos you can use. You can have, for example, apps for advertising, to create mockups, to make ad variations, to create ads, to expand an image.
Rafa, maybe it would be good if you show us how to upload the pictures that we generate in Midjourney.
Okay, so if you go to Tool and you select an image, let's do here. So I'm gonna select an image. I'm gonna select an image I have somewhere around here. So for example, I'm gonna use my picture that I have quickly here, for example, and I'm gonna describe the shot. So I'm gonna say static camera shows a man smiling and waving. So that way we have it. You can choose the size. In this case, I'm just gonna use 1 by 1, 5 seconds, as you can see down here, and I'm gonna click generate. Now it's gonna start generating the video here, and you can choose different models. So for example, if you click here, you're gonna see a lot of different models. So for example, Gen 4 Turbo, it's gonna be faster. So if I click that one, it's gonna start generating the other video. And now comes the tricky part about AI, that is you have to wait. You have to sit tight and grab a cup of coffee, talk to your coworker next to you, go for a walk. But it's fairly quick. As you can see, the first video is already 34% done. And it's fairly quickly, 55% already. So maybe a quick coffee, maybe not a walk around the park.
An espresso.
An espresso, yeah. And there we have our video. So let's click it. Let's see. There we go. Happy man smiling and waving to the camera. And you probably guys just saw how quickly this was done. You can use real images. You can use AI images, whatever you want. You can take pictures of your office and put it here and animate it directly. And you're going to have it fairly quickly. So this is how...
Give us a Ramadan Mubarak. Say hi. Make it.
You want me to say that?
Yes.
I don't think it's gonna be able to say it quickly, but we can definitely try it out for send to the guys after the meeting and see if we get someone talking for the video. So this is, again, Runway. If you see here on the side, you're going to see chat as well. You can chat directly and tell your video you want. You can choose a lot of apps. I encourage you guys to explore. Again, it takes a lot. It has a lot of tools like character swap and more tools that you can choose from. So if, for example, I choose Veo, which is from Google, it says with audio, I can prompt an image to say something. So it asks me to crop my image because it doesn't allow me. So I'm just going to crop my face like that. or maybe 9:16. There we go. And Isidro, what do you want me to say? Do you want to put it here on the chat so I can copy?
Okay.
Can you write it on the chat? So I will say, I'm going to write down here, static camera shows a man saying the following. And let's see, I'm going to prompt this, and I'm going to click generate. And now we're going to start generating a video with audio. Meanwhile, we wait for that. I'm going to continue here and we wait for that to generate. Another tool, another website you can definitely check out, it's called Higgsfield. So Higgsfield is really good for creating social content. So it has a lot of tools and presets you can use already for creating social media video, social media content. As you can see, this is their website, and you can do a lot like Cinema Studio, Kling 3.0, which is a new video model. You can even, there's a contest right now where you created an AI action short film and you can win $500,000, which is a really, really good reward if you want to make some money. And the good thing about Higgsfield is Higgsfield has a lot of models. So it will have different AI models for images, for video, so you can choose directly from here. Like you want to use this model or you want to use another model, you can directly choose them from here. And it's fairly easy and simple to use. So Runway is still running, so I'm just going to wait a little bit where the suspense is real. Maybe now you don't need an espresso. Maybe for the video with audio, you might want to go for a little walk. We're 34% in. But let's hope it gets us there. Meanwhile, any questions out there? Someone? Can I use a specific voice or tone? Yes, you can prompt it to say, it should say in Spanish, it should say in this language, it should sound like a middle-aged man, like a grown-up man, like a woman, like a kid, and you can get it. There we got our video. Let's hope it works, because with AI, you never know until you see it. So let's see. It's not, it didn't make the sound. So unfortunately, I'm gonna download it and see if we got the audio, maybe not in my computer and it's working. So it didn't generate the audio, and that is something that can happen because you need to always do several generations to see if you get it right. But as you can see, my character is talking. We're just not listening.
It gives a good pass to the audio part.
Yes.
And do you suggest to do the audio with 11 Labs?
Yes, so that was something I was going to mention. So 11 Labs, it's the #1 website to generate voices with AI. So you can directly prompt your voice here. You can say, generate this text, or you can put your text and it's going to generate basically whatever you want to generate, and you can filter different kind of voices. You can choose voices from the Middle East, English, different languages like Arabic, like French, like Spanish, like Portuguese, and you can choose from, and you're going to generate your voice. So 11 Labs is definitely one of the websites you want to check out and see how it looks.
The 11 Labs founder, Pierre Dakovsky, something like that, was in Qatar a week ago for the Web Summit, 2 weeks ago.
You were there with him, right?
Yes, and Abdi as well, and maybe some of the guys here from the team. He was young. He is young.
Okay. And last but not least, you have Suno. So Suno is for creating audio, music. So if you come here, you can prompt your own music, and you can create different kinds of music in different styles, in different versions, different modes. Super simple. You can prompt, and it's going to be great. You can also experiment with this. quickly to create different soundtracks. So again, AI is not a trend, it's an infrastructure. It integrates in strategically and means transforming processes, accelerating decisions, and redefining innovation standards. The real differentiator is not the tool, it's a criterion which by its use. So it's something that we need to learn and become better at. And thank you. I don't know, Isidro, if you want to add something here, because we have reached the end of our presentation and we have a short moment for questions.
Well, I don't know if someone has some questions for Rafa. In that case, I'd like to.
It also could be, Isidro, that it's late for them, so maybe questions will arise later. They can also send us the questions after in an email, and we can answer them precisely.
And I'm more than sure that it's not going to be the first meeting that we'll have together. The idea of this quick class was to find a way to get to know each other, to get Marsh team to know what we do in HAK, and the kind of courses that we offer to the market, and as well the skills that we have to improve campaigns and communication projects. So we really appreciate your time. We know that you're just about to get into in Ramadan, so I bet that you have a lot of things to do in personal and professional way. So to give us an hour and a half or 2 hours in today is a big effort, so we appreciate that. I don't know, Abdi, if you have something else to say, or in that case, I'll just thank you again, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you guys, everybody, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rafa.
Thank you.